Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be solving problem number 180, consecutive numbers in lead code SQL. It has a difficulty rating of medium. I've posted the link to the problem in the description below. Essentially what we have to do is output numbers which occur 3 times consecutively. For example, we see a sample output for the table on the left. We have one repeating 3 times back to back to back. And so we need to output the number 1 as appearing consecutively 3 times. Let's get started. I will select num from logs table. This problem actually requires an analytic solution where you have to join the table to itself to perform operation on a group of rows. In this case, it is the group of 3 consecutive ones. I'm going to use the outer apply command here to do that. You can read more about it in the description below. With outer apply and the concept of joining the table to itself, you need to alias each copy of the table. So I'll name the outer table as A and the inner table as B to avoid ambiguity. The ID field looks to be unique, and it's an identifier which is kind of sorting the rows and helps us to identify the sequence. So in my condition, I will join the table on itself, but check to see if there are 2 more rows after the current row by adding a +2 to the ID, which is basically acting like a counter. So we are now checking for 3 occurrences of the same number. I do that over here by taking a count, which we will then access in the outer query as well. I'm going to hit run here, but it looks like I've forgotten to add an alias for the inner query, and I'm going to add just that over here. Let's call it X. This is not the final answer, but I want to show you what the output for this looks like so far. I'm actually interested in seeing what num underscore rows is returning from the inner query, so I'll add it to my select statement here, and let's see what we get. So for the first one over here, we have a count of 3 next to it, which is telling us basically, including the first one itself, there are 2 more rows after it, which is giving us a count of 3, and that accounts to a group of 3 consecutive ones. Similarly, for the second one, the count is 2, meaning 1 itself plus the next row, which has another 1, is summing up to a count of 2. So the logic seems to be working okay until here. But now we just need to filter only for those rows where count is at least a 3. So I'm going to add that in the where clause over here. And let's remove num rows since we don't need that anymore. Looks like this solution was accepted. Let's try submitting it. We can see here that the query fails one particular test case, which is 4 consecutive 3s. Does changing the condition to greater than equal to 3 in the where clause help this case? Let's see. No, looks like it doesn't, because we are still getting 2 outputs instead of 1. That is, in the output there are 2 3s instead of just 1 3. How do we solve for this? And what is causing this issue? It's because there are 2 instances where 3 is appearing 3 times. I'll say that again. There are 2 instances where 3 is appearing 3 times, but we are interested in just pulling the first instance. So let's use a distinct and see if that fixes it. And there you go. Our solution is now accepted. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up, subscribe, or share. Feel free to add your questions in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.